Hola clase! This is lesson 10 of Spanish 1A, first semester beginning level Spanish. And the story today is The Lazy Guy. It's about two brothers, one who's lazy and one who's hardworking. The lazy one always tries to get his brother to bring him a hamburger home from work. Simon y George son hermanos. Simon es perezoso y George es trabajador. George limpia la casa, pero Simon no limpia la casa. George va a su trabajo en Carl's Jr. y Simon se sienta en el sofá y ve a Oprah. A la 1 de la tarde, Simon llama a su hermano, George, y le dice, hermano, tráeme una hamburguesa, por favor. George le dice, no, tú eres perezoso. Busca un trabajo, idiota. Simon no está contento. At the end of today's lesson, you're going to be able to understand everything I just said. Plus, read it, write it, and say it. Let's look at the objectives. First, we're going to learn a new set of vocab. We're going to use the vocab to learn the story about the lazy guy. Then we're going to have a question and answer practice in Spanish. You're going to ley y traduce, read and translate, and then check it with me to see how well you understood. La gramática de hoy is on telling time. We're going to learn how to tell time in Spanish. And then el quiz on the vocab and grammar to see how well you understood it. So, grab your workbook and let's get started. We are in Jalen Waltman's Complete Spanish Course 1A workbook. Lesson 10, it looks like this. New vocab list. Simon and George son hermanos. Simon, we're just going to abbreviate their names. And George are brothers. So, hermanos, it means brothers. Simon es perezoso. Simon is lazy. Perezoso, lazy. And maybe how you can remember it is there's a Z, perezoso, lazy, like lazy. George es trabajador. George is hardworking. Trabajador, it means hardworking. Trabaja, it's related to the English word travail, where you have to go through trial and suffering. It's a travail. It's something you have to work on. George trabaja in Carl's Jr. George works at Carl's Jr. We can just abbreviate because the point is the verb trabaja. So trabaja, this is the verb. Trabajador, with this OR on there, or actually I guess DOR, is now an adjective. Tú eres perezoso. You are lazy. Okay? Eres is the form of ser. Ser means to be. Okay? Es is also a form of ser. Eres is the form of ser that goes with tú. So tú eres, you are. Son is the form of ser that goes with ellos, because these two are actually an ellos. They're a they. So ellos son. Tú eres. And él, if it's just one person, es. Okay, so we're kind of getting some of the conjugations of this verb, ser. Of course, we will study that a lot more later, but I'm just letting you know what's going on here. Tú eres perezoso. You are lazy. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Bring me a hamburger. Bring me a hamburger. Tráeme, the me is actually stuck onto the end of the verb, traer. Traer is to bring. So tráeme is bring me. It's all one word in Spanish. Okay, we're going to write and draw. Simon y George son hermanos. Let's put it here. This is Simon. George. They're brothers, so let's put them in a family portrait. we'll just draw the frame around them like that, okay? Simon y George son hermanos. Simon es perezoso. Simon being lazy, I'm going to put it down here. Going to draw him kind of lying down like this, one leg out with a foot. And then so you got a knee up with a foot, and then one arm behind his head, and then the other one is holding the remote for the TV. And then you're going to have your sofa. George es trabajador. George es trabajador. He's going to be flipping burgers. So draw like a little, that's his apron. Spatula. And then some burgers. Simon es perezoso, George es trabajador. George trabaja and Carl's Jr. is going to be the same picture. Tú eres perezoso. Let's draw George right here. Angry, so some eyebrows. Accusing his brother over there. That's a duster. Looks like he's gonna whip him. He's dusting the furniture. So I'll put a table over here. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Bring me a hamburger. Okay, I'm gonna draw Simon. Let's see, I'm gonna put him up here. Calling his brother. Here's the TV remote. And he's thinking about una hamburguesa. Okay, we're going to cover up these words up at the top and learn this vocab. Point to the picture you think I'm saying. Simon y George son hermanos. Simon y George son hermanos. Simon es perezoso. Simon es perezoso. This is Simon being lazy. George es trabajador. George es trabajador. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Tráeme una hamburguesa. George trabaja en Carl's Jr. George trabaja en Carl's Jr. Tú eres perezoso. Tú eres perezoso. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Simon es perezoso. George es trabajador. Simon y George son hermanos. Tú eres perezoso. Tú eres perezoso. George trabaja. George trabaja. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Simon y George son hermanos. Tú eres perezoso. Simon es perezoso. Tráeme una hamburguesa. George es trabajador. George trabaja. Simon y George son hermanos. Tú eres perezoso. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Okay, muy bien. Okay, we're going to write the phrases under the words. This one is tráeme. It has an accent mark on this E. Una hamburguesa. Tráeme una hamburguesa. This picture represents George is hardworking. George es trabajador. And George trabaja en Carl's Jr. So he's hardworking, and George works at Carl's Jr., the adjective and the verb. Simon and George are brothers. Simon y George son hermanos. You are lazy. How do you say you? Tú has an accent mark on the U. Eres perezoso. Tú eres perezoso. And then this one, Simon is lazy. How do you say it? Simon es perezoso. Simon y George son hermanos. Simon se sienta en el sofá todo el día. Simon no limpia la casa. Simon se sienta y ve la tele todo el día. George le dice, Simon, limpia la casa. Simon le dice, ¿qué? George le dice, tú eres perezoso. Simon ve la tele. George no es perezoso. George es trabajador. George trabaja en Carl's Jr. George va a Carl's Jr. y trabaja mucho. Simon se sienta en el sofá y ve a Oprah. A la 1 de la tarde, Simon llama a George. George le dice, hola. Simon le dice, tráeme una hamburguesa, hermano. George le dice, no, tú eres perezoso. Busca un trabajo. Simon no está contento. Simon ve a Dr. Phil. A las 2, Simon llama a George. George le dice, hola. Simon le dice, tráeme una hamburguesa, hermano. Por favor. George tiene una idea. George prepara una hamburguesa grande y le pone chiles habaneros a la hamburguesa. George va a su casa con la hamburguesa y le da la hamburguesa a Simon. Simon come la hamburguesa. Simon grita ¡ah! Y se levanta rápido. Simon corre. George agarra el sofá y lo tira por la puerta. George se ríe. ¡Ja, ja, ja! ¡No hay sofá! Simon va a su cuarto y agarra el oso, el mono, el elefante y todos los animales de peluche. Se sienta en el piso, ve la tele y está contento. Fin. Okay, let's write the story about the two brothers. El cuento del chico perezoso. El cuento del chico perezoso. This picture is George and Simon are brothers. George cleans the house. Simon sits on the sofa all day. So let's abbreviate their names because I think we're going to run out of room. George y Simon son, how do you say brothers? Hermanos. Simon y George son hermanos. If you have sisters, that's hermanas. Hermanas. Okay, Simon y George son hermanos. Simon es, actually let's say he's lazy. How do you say it? Perezoso. But George is hardworking. George es trabajador. Okay. George works at Carl's Jr. George, how do you say works? Just the verb? Trabaja en Carl's Jr. On this one, let's say at 1, Simon calls his brother and says, bring me a hamburger. His brother says, no, look for a job. A la una, Simon calls. Do you remember how to say it? Llama a su hermano y le dice, bring me. How do you say it? Tráeme una hamburguesa. George, ladies say, no busca un trabajo. We don't have room to write that, so we'll just stop there. At 2, he calls him again. A las 2, Simon llama a George y le dice, tráeme una hamburguesa. Por favor. Please bring me a hamburger. George has an idea. George puts chiles habaneros en una hamburguesa. Now, do you remember how to say puts something on something from our last story? Le pone chiles habaneros en la hamburguesa. George gives Simon the burger, and Simon eats it. George gives. Do you remember how to say gives? Le da la hamburguesa a Simon y Simon. Now, to say eats it, I need to put the it before eats. It's going to be lo. It's going to come before eats. Simon lo come. consumes it. Okay. George le da la hamburguesa a Simon y Simon lo come. Simon screams and runs, and George throws the sofa out the door. Simon, how do you say screams? Grita. And runs, y corre. Y George, how do you say throws? Tira el sofá, it has an accent mark on the A, por through la puerta. La puerta is the door, it's the portal. It's related to the word portal. Simon doesn't care. He goes and gets some stuffed animals and just watches TV on the floor. Simon, he grabs, do you know how to say grabs? Agarra some animales. Now these are not live animals, they are animales de peluche. Se sienta en el piso, ve la tele y está contento. Preguntas. ¿Cómo se llama el muchacho? ¿Cómo se llama el muchacho, clase? Se llama George. We're going to have George be the main guy here. ¿Dónde está el muchacho? ¿Dónde está? Está. At first, where is he? En su casa. Número 3. ¿A dónde va el muchacho? Where does he go? Va a Carl's Jr. ¿Por qué? Número 4. ¿Por qué va? ¿Por qué? How do you say he works at Carl's Jr.? ¿Por qué he works? What is it? Trabaja en Carl's Jr. Número 5. ¿A qué hora llama el hermano? ¿A qué hora means at what time, at what hour, what happens, calls the brother. In other words, does his brother call? Simon llama a la una y a las dos. Número 6. ¿Qué le dice el hermano? Le dice. What does the brother say? Le dice. He says, bring me a hamburger. How do you say it? Tráeme. There's an E in there. Tráeme una hamburguesa. Número 7. ¿Está contento el muchacho con su hermano? Is the guy happy with his brother? The guy being George. Is George happy with Simon? No está contento. We should probably say no, comma, no está contento. No answering the question and then no, he's not happy. Número 8. ¿Por qué? Why is he not happy? Simon, how do you say Simon is lazy? Simon es perezoso. ¿Qué le dice el muchacho a su hermano? What does George say to his brother? How do you say look for a job? Busca un trabajo. ¿Está el muchacho contento al final? Is the guy happy at the end? Well, let's see. The story doesn't really say whether he's happy at the end, but let's say, I think, the pleasure of taking away Simon's sofa, let's say yes. Sí. Está contento. Número 11. ¿Por qué? He's happy because he throws the sofa out the door. So, ¿por qué? Because tira. How do you say the sofa? El sofá por, what's door? La puerta. Porque tira el sofá por la puerta. Número 12. ¿Quién es tu personaje favorito en el cuento? Who is your favorite character in this story? Mi personaje favorito es George. I love a hardworking man. Lee y traduce. Read this story and write the English translation under the Spanish, line by line. El chico perezoso, the lazy guy. You can abbreviate their names, S and G. You can abbreviate Carl's Jr., CJ. Oprah could be O. Dr. Phil, DP. And I think that's all you're going to need. Pause the video, go ahead and translate this by yourself, and then we will check it. Go. Okay, we're back. Let's see how you did. Simon and George are, what's this? Brothers. Simon se sienta en el sofá todo el día y ve la tele. What does he do? He sits on the couch, on the sofa, todo el día, all day, and views or sees or watches, we would say in English, the TV. George cleans the house. He, mira a Simon means looks at Simon. No está contento. He's not happy. He says, Simon, you're lazy. George is hardworking. George works at Carl's Jr. George va al trabajo. He goes to work. And Simon sits on the sofa and watches Oprah. At 1, Simon calls George. George says, hello? Simon says, hi, brother. Bring me a hamburger. George says, no. Look for a job, idiot. Simon watches Dr. Phil. At 2, Simon calls George and says, brother, bring me a hamburger. George has an idea. Él le pone chiles habaneros. He puts habanero chilies on a burger, goes to his house, and gives the burger to Simon. Simon eats the burger, gets up, and screams, ah! George grabs the sofa, throws it out the door, and laughs. Ha ha! There's no sofa. There's no couch. George is very happy. The end. La gramática, telling time in Spanish. In Spanish, to ask what time it is, you say, upside down question mark, ¿qué hora es? K has an exit mark on this E, which literally means what hour is. What hour is? The answer to ¿qué hora es? Always starts with either es la or son las. You want es la, it's the, if it's 1, es la una. You want son las if it's everything else. So 2, 3, 4, etc. all the way up to 12. Why? Because if it's 1, you're saying it's the 1 hour. There's only 1 hour. if it's anything else, there's multiple hours. So they are the 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or whatever. Write the correct way to say each phrase below in Spanish. Número uno, it's 1 o'clock. Es la una. You can also just put this. You could put es la and then this. Número dos, it's 2 o'clock. Everything else besides 1 o'clock, I need son, okay? So son las, and I need las instead of la. Son las dos. We are just going to write the times as the word for the number instead of this, so we can practice writing these words for numbers, just to practice those words again. Número tres, it's 3 o'clock. Es la or son las? Son las. And then, how do you say 3? Tres. Son las tres. Número cuatro, it's 4 o'clock. Es la or son las? Son las. How do you say 4? Cuatro. It's 5 o'clock. How will I say it? Son las. Do you remember 5? Cinco. Número seis. It's 6 o'clock. Son las seis. Son las seis. Número siete. It's 7 o'clock. Son las siete. Son las siete. Número ocho. It's 8. Son las ocho. Número nueve. It's 9 o'clock. Son las nueve. Número 10, it's 10 o'clock. Son las, how do you say 10? We just learned it. Diez. Número 11, it's 11 o'clock. Son las, how do you say 11? Once. It looks like once. Son las once. And then número 12, it's 12 o'clock. All right, there's more than one way to say this, but we can say son las doce. Okay, doce. Look at the difference between dos and doce, please, because this is not dos, this is doce. I could say if it's noon, es el mediodía. And if it's midnight, es la media noche. Now let me explain a couple things. Es el mediodía, it's the noon, it's the middle of the day. So I've got SL because this is not multiple hours, this is a term that means middle of the day. Same goes for this. Now, why is it el and la? Well, el is matching dia, because remember how dia is a masculine word even though it looks feminine? And la is matching noche. Noche is a feminine word, la noche, even though you can't tell by looking at it. El quiz. ¿Qué día es hoy? Hoy es martes. ¿Qué fecha es hoy? Es el 17 de marzo. All right, you have 6 phrases to match up. Go ahead and pause the video, take the quiz, and then we will check it. Go. Okay, we're back. Let's see how you did. Número 1. Ellos son hermanos. Número 1. Letra C. Número 2. Él es perezoso. Número 2. Letra D. Número 3. Él es trabajador. Número 3. Letra F. Número 4. Él trabaja en letra E. Número 5. Tú eres perezoso. Número 5. letra A. Número 6, tráeme una hamburguesa. Número 6, letra B. ¿Todo correcto, clase? Si tienes todo correcto, escribe un 100. Un 100%. Muy bien. Lesson 10 Grammar Quiz. You're going to match up these 7 phrases with these 7. Go ahead and pause the video and take the quiz. Go. Okay, we're back. Let's grade it. Número 1, it's 1. Número 1, letra D. Número 2, it's 11, letra F. Número 3, it's 8. Son las 8, letra E. Número 4, it's 3, letra A. Son las 3. Número 5, it's 10, letra G. Son las 10. Número 6, it's 4, letra B. Son las 4. And número 7, ¿qué hora es? What time is it? ¿Todo correcto, clase? Si tienes todo correcto, tú sabes, escribe un 100%. Muy bien. Bonus material, extra practice that's optional, is telling the story El Chico Perezoso. You can also write it. It doesn't have to be exact or perfectly correct. Just focus on communicating the message, because it's the practice that counts. And I will see you in the next lesson. Fenomenal, clase! You finished Lesson 10 of Spanish 1A, first semester beginning level Spanish. If you still need to get my workbook, the link is in the description box below. And until next time, hasta pronto, clase!